Hi, good evening, guys. All of you, good evening. Now I'll start our session. Okay, guys, in last session, Python OS module related concepts we completed. So today we'll discuss about the Python exception handling concept. Python exception handling. So how to handling the exceptions using the Python scripting. So that is now we are going to focus in. First here, what is exception? What is the purpose of the exception? And how many types of exceptions there? What are the exception handling keywords? Like these all things one by one, we have to learn it. So after learning all the concepts, guys, then number of task-based programs, we will do it. Okay. So first, what is exception? Okay, so the definition, check it, guys. An exception is an event which is occurring during the programming execution, and it disturbs the normal flow of the programming execution. So generally, whenever we are creating a Python program, guys, for example, this is the Python program here, number of lines of code is there. So when we are executing this Python file, from first line to last line, we are expecting execution, guys. Line after line executing from top to bottom. So because of the exception, this normal programming execution disturbing. Okay. So an exception is an event which is occurring during the programming execution. While executing this program, this exception may rise. And because of this exception, so our normal programming execution may disturb. That is the exception concept. So because of exception, our programming execution stopped suddenly. So top to bottom, we are expecting as top to bottom. So number of hundreds of lines of code there. For example, when coming to here, exception raised, exception coming here due to different regions, guys. Okay, because of what regions exceptions coming, we will discuss some. So here exception coming. Then next lines of program without executing, here only stopping and return exception, return error message. So generally we are expecting what from first line to last line we are expecting line after line. Okay, from top to bottom we are expecting execution. Because of this exception, in middle only suddenly terminating our program. Okay, check it. Because of the exception, our programming execution stopped suddenly. This sudden termination of the program is called as abnormal termination. So abnormally, guys, sir, suddenly terminating means abnormally terminating. Normal termination is what? After executing last line, then terminating. Okay. So this sudden termination is called as abnormal termination, guys. So how to handling this abnormal termination? Like asking sometimes in interviews, how to handling the programming abnormal termination? By using the exception handling concept, we can handle. By using the exception handling concept, we can stop this abnormal termination. Okay, remember, guys, that one. So if any exception is raised in our programming, then its handled code is created or not in our programming is checked by Python interpreter. So Python programming is executing by whom? Python interpreter, python.exe file, guys. So whenever we are creating a number of lines of code, so we are expecting the top to bottom all the lines execution. Because of this exception, our program is terminating abnormally. Okay. So if any abnormal termination is coming, then Python interpreter is checking for what this raised exception handling related code is there or not in our Python script checking, guys. So whatever the exception is raising, that raised exception related handling code is there or not checking by this interpreter. If available, properly handling, and then further lines of code also executing. Okay, if not available, terminating, return that exception message. Okay, na? So if no handling code is available, then it throws exception. Otherwise, it will return user-friendly message as per our requirement. Understanding? For example, sometimes we want, in ATM center, guys, we are trying to withdraw the money. In our account only, we have a 5K amount. If we are trying to withdraw 10K amount, then balance not sufficient, guys. So immediately we are getting message like insufficient funds in our account like that. Okay. So here, when exception raising because of insufficient funds, then if we are displaying abnormal termination related message, so then big error message displaying, normal users are unable to understanding that message. That's why user friendly message we have to display. That is how we are displaying, means using the exception handling concept. Properly we can handle that exception and we can display the proper user friendly message. All of you clear, guys? These all points. So line by line, you can read it. Then you will understanding, okay, concept. And next, for handling the exceptions, Python is providing several keywords, guys. For handling the exceptions, Python is providing the several keywords. So what are those means? These are the keywords. Try keyword, except keyword, else keyword, finally keyword, as keyword, rise keyword. Okay, these all are the keywords. How many keywords are there? 6 keywords are there for exception handling. 6 keywords there, guys. Out of 6, this one already in conditions concept we discussed, and also in for loop, for else, while else also we used, guys. And next, this one also completed. This one in Python modules concept we discussed for renaming the module name or property name, and also in file handling also, guys, for creating file object when we are using with keyword. Okay, we used. So these two things already we discussed, and here different behavior is there. Depending on the concept, guys, different behaviors there about this as or else related. And here new keywords count 4 keywords, guys. New keywords count 4. Try, accept, finally, rise. Each keyword behavior you have to understand. And these all keywords combination. Whenever we are using in our coding all these keywords, then one order also, guys, we have to follow. So you have to understand that order of these all keywords and each keyword purpose. Then you are able to handling the exceptions related to your requirements. All of you clear? So far, this is a basic term, guys, basic concept. What is the exception? Why exception is coming? And that exception, how we are stopping using exception handling keywords, we are stopping. Okay, this is the basic concept, guys. Okay, so next we have 2 types of errors, guys. So later I'll let you know about these keywords later one by one. So first we have 2 types of errors. One is syntax error, another one is runtime errors, guys. Syntax errors, runtime errors there, guys. Syntax errors, runtime errors. Syntax errors related, we have only one predefined exception class. That name is syntax error. Okay, in our class, guys, in Python, if we are creating our own classes or if any predefined classes there, in that class, if multiple words there, every word first letter, capital letter we are using. This is the coding standard. If you want, you can create all lower letters also, no problem. But coding standards also we have to follow it. If you want to create any variable name, if multiple terms there, okay, like this we are separating variable name. If it is a class, then user name like a U and N capital letter we are writing. Okay. If it is a module name, without any spaces, all lower letters we are writing like this. Module name or package name like that. Some standards also we have to follow it. So syntax errors related, we have only one class called syntax error. For runtime errors related, we have a number of classes, guys. Name error, value error, type error, key error, attribute error, index error, like several error classes there. These all are predefined exception classes. These all are predefined exception classes which are coming along with the Python software. Along with the Python software. So far number of concepts we discussed, guys, regularly. So while discussing those concepts, when we are creating programs, sometimes we are facing these all exceptions, guys. Already we got these all kind of exceptions. So previously file handling concept we discussed there, file exist error, file not found error. In module concept, guys, module not found error, import error related. Okay, so name error, user defined identity for name if not available in the memory, name error we are getting. So where value error getting, type error we are getting, key error we are getting. So these all already we faced these all problems. Okay, so each exception at what time coming, these all things now we will discuss, guys. All be clear? So two types of errors, syntax errors, runtime errors. Okay, syntax errors at what time coming, runtime errors at what time coming, you have to understand, guys. So now here, check it. I want to create one addition related program, guys. One addition related program, just a equal to 10, b equal to, simply here the b equal to 20 is there. Okay, now here I'll write firstly a equal to 10 and b equal to 20, and now here the result equal to a plus b. A plus b I'm using as sum, and then here the print this result like we are writing. Okay, this is the source code, guys. This is what we are calling Python source code. For example, my source code name is addition.py, addition.py, addition related program. So whenever we are executing this Python file, how we are executing Python file? Python space your file name dot py. Python space your file name dot py, guys. Okay, here one extra d entered, no problem. So any name, if you are using that same name, we can use Python space file name dot py. Using command prompt, we can execute like that. Okay. Yes. So whenever we are executing this Python source code, guys, so top to bottom, line after line, checking every line correctly there or not syntactically. So first line, variable name equal to variable value, proper syntax there, executing. Okay. Next line, variable name equal to value. Okay, proper syntax there. Next line. Okay. So variable name equal to expression. Expression result also we can assign to variable. For example, here, if I'm missing this equal to symbol, result space I'm using. This is a missing item. It means, so this is the exception related line, error related line. Okay. So then immediately, because of this problem, one exception raising item, one exception raising. That exception handling related code is there or not in this coding like that checking. So first of all, this is source code. Okay, when executing source code, if any problem is there, okay, because of the this problem, syntax error raising, guys. Syntax error raising. When syntax error is coming means whenever we are executing Python source code, every statement proper syntax following or not checking, Python rules following or not checking. If any problem is there while executing this source code, then return this syntax error. Syntax error coming at the time of compiling code. Compiling means correct syntax there or not checking. Okay, no? So here if any problem is there, then remaining lines not executing, and here only error returns, guys. So we are coming here and we are going to solve this one. We're going to solve this one. So because of that, we are coming to here and proper syntax we are writing. Okay, now this syntax fine. Next, this one also correct code. So all lines, guys, top to bottom, all the lines code properly there. If properly there, all the lines code in the source code, then it is converted into byte code format, guys. Converted into byte code. So byte code means like this zeros, ones format like that maintaining, guys. Byte code getting. Okay. So this one is considering like a source code. Source code. And this one is a byte code, guys. Okay, byte code. And next, this byte code also executing, guys. This byte code also executing. Whenever executing this byte code, sometimes because of different reasons, here also some exceptions are coming. Okay, while executing this byte code also some exceptions are coming. The exceptions which are raising at the time of executing byte code, those are called as runtime errors. Those are called as runtime errors. So while executing this byte code, so we are going to get this kind of exceptions. Not only this, so many are there. So runtime exceptions we are going to get at the time of executing this byte code at runtime. At runtime. Okay, here if no problem there while executing this byte code, if no problem there, everything fine, proper code is there, guys. Okay, so then proper byte code related proper response generating, proper response generating, guys. Understanding? So here we are going to use only one command, guys. So Python interpreter is there. So checking this source code, is there any syntactical problems or not? If any problem is there, syntax error return. If any syntax error is there, byte code not generating for our source code. If no syntax error is founding to the Python interpreter, then converting into bytecode. And then bytecode also at runtime executing. If any problems are facing here, then returns runtime errors. If no problems are facing at runtime, then return proper response related to the source code. This is the execution flow, guys. So for this entire process, so just one command we are using, this source code checking, converting into bytecode, and return like a response. Okay, so this kind of languages are called as interpreted programming languages. If it is a Java, guys, compiling purpose, separate command they are using, compiler command they are using. Okay, na? So source code checking and converting into bytecode. Again, bytecode executing and return response purpose, they are using separate another command, JVM command. So here separately they are using, guys. Okay, but in Python, always source code we are executing. So internally it is converted into bytecode and written like a response. Single command only we are using. So that's why Python is considering like a interpreted programming language. Internally it is compiled. It compiled and then interpreted. Okay, remember guys this one. So finally here, what is my agenda means? At the time of executing source code, if any problems arising, those things called as syntax errors. At the time of executing this bytecode, if any problems are facing, called as runtime errors. Okay, syntax errors, why we are getting? Because of invalid syntax. Syntax errors, why we are getting means because of invalid syntax. Python rules, if not following, then you are going to get invalid. That is invalid syntax. That's why syntax error returning, code not executing. And next, runtime errors, why you getting? Why runtime errors getting? Means because of invalid inputs. Check it, guys. Reasons important. Invalid inputs, because of invalid inputs, because of invalid imports, because of invalid inputs, because of memory related issues, okay, and because of resources not available, because of resources not available. For example, file handling concept, guys. I want to open one file. If that file is available, okay. If not available, file not found error returning. File not found error. My code is correct. Okay, here check it. Open method I'm using as open of file name I'm using like this. File name I'm using. If this file is available, opening properly. This syntax correct only. If file name not available, then file not found error returning. So because of this syntax correct there, then it is converted into bytecode. So while executing this bytecode, okay, this file not available, file name not available. At the time of checking the syntax, what is focusing? Open method. Okay, this spelling mistake is open method. This one. Open of file name is there or not? Checking. Yes, file name is there. Syntactically correctly there. At runtime, this file really existed or not? Checking. If not available, then file not found error getting. This is a runtime error. Okay, because of invalid resources, guys, invalid resources. Okay, this resource not available. And because of invalid inputs also we are getting exception. For example, I want here, check it, guys, a plus b is there, guys, a plus b. If both are numbers 10 and 20, then a plus b working, a plus b. One is integer value, one is a string value, guys, this one. One is int, one is a string. So int plus string, we are unable to do addition. But syntax correct. Okay, result equal to a plus b, a value, b value, you are trying to adding. Syntactically correct. Then converting into bytecode. While executing bytecode, because of one into one string exception coming. This is invalid inputs. Different types of inputs. That's why type error we are going to get it here. Understanding? And I want to import. One module called math. Math module, guys. Import followed by module name. Okay, proper syntax there. So instead of math, I'm using math2. Math2 I'm using. So import keyword followed by something name. That is considering like a module name. Okay, correct syntax, this one. And this syntactically correctly there. That's why converting into bytecode. And while executing this bytecode at runtime, math2 name related module is there or not checking. With the name math2 not available. That's why we are going to get module not found error. Module not found error. All of you clear? Why we are getting runtime errors? Why we are getting a syntax error? This is the reason, guys. Come on, let me know your confirmation. So far is clear? Is it clear? Okay. So, okay, these things I'll let you know. And next, guys, yeah. So now we completed about what is exception, what is error. I didn't discuss it. So error is like a term, guys. It is like environment problem related. For example, I created Python program. And I'm trying to executing. Proper Python code only I created and properly I'm executing, but this is unable to executing. Why means in my system Python software not there, for example. If Python software only not there means that is the environmental problem. That is nothing but like a error, guys. Okay. So in our system, hard disk failing or some other problem there. These things are technically considering like a errors, guys. So debugging is nothing but finding the bugs, guys. Finding the bugs and eliminating them is called as debugging. Okay. In our code, where mistakes there, finding and eliminating them called as debugging simply. And the types of errors I explained right now: syntax error, runtime errors related. Okay. So by using the exception handling techniques, we can controlling the abnormal termination. What is abnormal termination? Also asking sometimes. So sudden termination of the program is called as abnormal termination. Generally, we are expecting top to bottom execution. Okay. How to handling abnormal termination means by using exception handling technique. Okay. So now what are the exception handling keywords? What are the exception handling keywords means? These all are considering like a keywords. So one by one, we'll discuss about these keywords. Okay, now? Okay, I'll create one more thing. So here, I want to open one folder, guys. So here in AIT exceptions, like for today concept, one folder, just empty folder I created. So I want to open that. Okay, now here on Python file I want to create, guys. So this is a folder, guys. Simply I opened that folder. Right click on this folder, click on the new, click on the Python file, give the name. Okay. So here exception program 1.py. Now here you can write the coding, guys. So here check it. I'm going to print 10 by 2, guys. 10 by 2. I'm going to print 10 by 2. So 10 by 2 properly printing, no problem. So we are getting result, okay, 5.0. If I'm giving 10 by 0, so for division, guys, number 1, number 2, numerator, denominator, both values required. Okay, both values there. Syntactically, this is correct. But logically, problem there. Any number cannot division by 0. Because of that, we are going to get 0 division error. 0 division error. Division by 0 like that error we are getting. Okay, now? For example, here if I'm missing this division, so this is a syntactical problem. If I'm executing now, so syntax error you're going to get. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Okay, first compiling, guys, internally. So because of that mistake, division not there. That's why syntax error returning. Are you clear? At what time syntax error coming? At what time runtime errors coming? This is only so far I explained. So syntax errors related, some examples I will let you know, guys. Syntax errors related. So here, this is one region, guys. This is one region you are going to get syntax error. Next, one more here. Some del equal to 10. So del is a keyword, guys. I'm trying to assigning value to this keyword. But using del keyword, we can delete memories from the memory location. So this is also invalid syntax. This is also invalid syntax, guys. Okay, na? So multiple reasons there, guys. Why we are getting a syntax error means different reasons there. So previously topic also explained syntax rules related Python rules. And next here the def add of x comma y two functions there, guys. So x equal to 10, y is there. Okay, now I'm going to return x plus y, x plus y. Okay, so at the time of calling, so I'm giving here 20. What is the result here? What is the result, guys? What you are getting here? Come on, give reply. Why value error you are getting? Value error not coming here. No value error. This is the syntax error. Syntax error. So this is the default argument and non-default argument. In functions, I explained always non-default argument left side, default argument right side required, ending side. So this is the wrong direction there. So that's why here the ID we used, guys. Here only error showing here under Y1 red mark showing. Okay, if cursor moving there, so you're getting this one. Non-default parameter follows default parameter. This is the exception you're going to get. Syntax error, this one. Syntax error. A parameter without a default follows a parameter with a default like that. This all in functions concept I explained clearly. And rules also I given. If you're not following those rules, definitely you're getting like this only. Same question if asking in interviews, you are giving like value error, different error. Simply they are saying like bye. After 6 months again we'll meet like that. Okay, so like this, a lot of reasons there, guys. Because of this syntax errors we are getting. And one more last one I'll give you. So here, print line 1, print line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, like this multiple lines there, guys. Line 4 is there. So now here I'm using here. Okay, space I'm using, guys. So because of this also we are going to get error, guys. Okay, so by default, all the statements left side starting onwards required. So here the extra space is there. So that's why indentation problem we are getting. Syntax error, unindented, unexpected indent like that, you are going to get it. Okay, so this is the reason. So syntax errors, who is going to solve means as a developer, we are only going to solving as okay, proper code again we are writing and then we are going to executing. So remember that one. Now we'll focus on the runtime errors. Runtime errors, yes. So why runtime errors coming? These all things. Now we'll focus it. Now, so I want take two numbers from the user, guys. So input of entered first number, entered first number. So this entered number again integer format I want to accept, guys. Just like I want to accept. Or if we want float related also we can use. Or else simply eval also we can use simply eval related. Okay. So enter first number, entered second number, that is into N2. So two numbers I accepted. And next I want to find out the result. Okay. So here, or else directly I'm going to print, guys. So no problem. Print N1 by N2. This is I want to return, guys. N1 by N2. Two numbers reading and division I want to perform. Okay. Now execute here. Enter the first number. First number I want to enter 10. Enter the second number 5. Then result you are getting, guys. So properly you are getting. Okay. Next, enter the 10. Enter the 0. Then you are going to get 0 division error. Syntactically correctly there. Okay, entering first number, entering second number, and first number by second number performing. Syntactically correctly there. But second number, if it is 0, then at runtime, we are getting this error. Runtime exception, we are going to get it because of this one. Okay, so here, this is a zero division error. Zero division error. Runtime, number of exceptions we are getting, one of the exception is zero division error. If second value is 0, then getting. So we have to handle that one, guys. Check it here. Now after division, I want print simply by message, this one. So because of this exception here, this is we are unable to print it. Check it here. So number 1, number 2. Okay, zero division error raising by message, we are unable to see it. And next number 10, number 2, guys, second number. Then so this division executing, and then by message also we are able to see up to the last statement. Okay, if exception raising here, the next line's code not executing. So if we want to execute further lines code also, this raised exception we have to handle. Python itself internally checking here which exception raised, that exception handling related code there or not. Right now not created. That's why return exception. And this zero division exception is zero division error is predefined exception, guys. Okay, predefined means along with the Python software coming. Predefined exceptions automatically calling and return also, guys. We are going to create coming sessions our own exceptions also. Those things when we are calling only executing, otherwise not executing, always sleeping. Okay. Yes. So zero division error you're getting. And the next value error, guys. I want to get value error. So I want to create one list, guys. 10, 20, 30, like some values there. And I want to remove, guys. Directly I want to remove. Yeah. Print lst dot remove of 40 value I want to remove. I want to remove the 40 value, guys. If 40 value is available, then removing. Okay, na? So now here, so 40 value not available. That's why value error, you're going to get it. And this value, if we want, we can read from the user also. User also, guys. So this is my list object. And here the simply value equal to now eval of we entered any value, enter any value what you want to enter any value what you want to delete, simply. Okay, enter any value what you want to delete. Okay, simply this value entered, guys. So this value we can give as input to here, then dynamically taking. If this value is available in the list, deleting. And now check it here. So enter the value 60 I'm giving, not available, value error returning. Enter the value 10 I'm entering, available. Okay, so after available, that is deleting, and it is not returning any value. That's why by default none returned there. Okay, if you want later, you can print list, guys. You can print list. So for example here, without printing also you can use here. Deleting, after deleting, print lst. Lst you can print. So now check it now properly. So 10 I'm entering, 10 available, deleting, and remaining list printing, properly working. Okay. Next I'm entering 60. 60 not available, that's why value error coming. Okay. So here the maybe exception coming, may not be coming. If value available, deleting, and remaining values printing. If value not available, here only error coming. But error handling related code, they are not checking, not there. That's why terminating abnormally. Terminating abnormally. Okay. And next here, print some A. If A is available, then printing. If A is not available in memory location, then name error we are getting, I see. Name error we are getting. Okay. So this is the, if identifier not available, we are getting name error. Like this, a number of exceptions we got it, guys. So I want to import math2. If math2 is available, then importing. If not available, module not found error, you are going to get it. So these all things already we discussed previously. Concept related, we discussed guys. Okay, so like this, you can do it, guys. Practice. These all exceptions in different regions we are getting, guys. So when we are working with the file handling concept, these two things we are getting. Files related, modules related, we are getting these things. Data types, whenever we are using a particular method, if we are using in any data type, if that method not available, then attribute error we are getting. Index error, given index if not available, then index error getting when we are trying to accessing or something else. Okay, so key error in a dictionary or in set we are getting. So I don't want discussing all exceptions later. Do practice by your own. Okay, so I want to discuss in this one exception handling keywords. Okay, so here one try block with a default except block, how we are creating. So that is we'll see here. Working with exception handling keywords. Working with exception handling keywords, especially try keyword. First print, start line, and end line. End line is there, and in the middle I'm going to write. So try is a keyword, guys. Using the try, for example, here check it. These all are keywords only. So using this try, except, else, finally, blocks we are going to defining as blocks we are going to defining. Block of statement we are going to representing. Previously, if 10 greater than 5, then this is one block, guys. So here block of statements like we are representing if block related. Okay. Next, else, and then else block related statements like we created, guys, like this. Okay. So this all block of statements means group of statements are belongs to if block. This group of statements belong to else block like that. Same like that, try block, except block, else block, finally block. Using these all things, blocks we are going to creating, not these things. Okay. So blocks means group of statements we are going to write in every block. So try block we are calling try block. Inside the try block, whatever the lines of code we want to execute, we can write it, guys. So generally inside the try block, risky lines code we are going to create risky lines code. While executing those lines, sometimes properly executing, sometimes exception may rising. Exception may rising. So if any exception is rising, that raised exception is receiving by this try block, catching by this try block, sending to the except block. First of all, here pass keyword I'm writing. I don't want to write any pass statement, write it. So this is a syntactically correct or not. First, you have to understand. Yes, syntactically correct. Start line, end line, printing. So now inside this, you can write the logics, guys. Okay, so separately, if I'm explaining as multiple days required, all the keywords in one syntax are 2-3 programs only I'll cover. Later, task-based I will explain now. Okay, those things help into your career. So all previous batches, so separately, each keyword behavior is what, and about that examples I explained. No worries that like that. Tasks I will focus it. Okay. So here try block, except block, followed by the else block, guys. Followed by the else block, we are writing, and followed by the finally block, we are writing. This is the order, guys. Try, except, else, finally. This order we have to write it. Okay. This is a working order. I said. If you want, you can change it that order, working or not, you can focus it. So right now, no problem is there. So now here, this else related, before the accept, guys, before the accept, I created. So now here only error showing. If I'm executing, then you are going to get syntax error. Okay. So expected, expected, accept block or finally block, accept block or finally block before the else block. That is the meaning here. Okay. After the try block, immediately expecting either accept block or finally block, not else block, not else block. That's why error coming, guys. Okay, now. Okay, coming to here. Next, this finally block, I'm going to write before the else block. Okay, so now again you can execute here. So syntax error, invalid syntax before the else block finally also not allowed. Okay, always finally available required in the last block as a last block. Okay, na? So else after the except block only required, guys. And I'm not writing these two blocks. Only try with the finally we can write, no problem, working. Try with the finally working, guys. Okay, na? So I'm not going to write a else block related. Try except finally, no problem. Try except finally, no problem. And this finally before except, if I'm writing working or not, check it. So then this is not allowed, guys. Okay, this is not allowed. So today I'll upload one material, guys. In that material, what are the combination allowed or not, which order allowed or not, like that. Number of combinations are given. You have to identify it after the try block, which one allowed, which one not allowed. You have to do practice like this. Then you will understanding. Sometimes giving coding properly, what is output like asking. Sometimes order of these blocks only incorrect there, wrongly there, guys. Syntax error raising. Okay, you have to identify that. Okay, now come to the proper blocks. So try block, except block, else block, finally block. Okay, I'll write. Okay, completing. Now here this one, and after that except, guys, and now here the pass we can write. Pass we can write, and next what is the else block related we can write pass. Okay. Okay. First these three things related do, or else all the blocks are related will do. Okay. So now this is the working order, guys. So one try block followed by the accept block, followed by the else block, followed by the finally block we can write. Okay. This is one program. Later the logics I will focus, guys. Now first you have to understand in syntax. Now next one try block followed by number of accept blocks, named accept blocks we are calling. So here named accept blocks, guys. For example here name error. Okay, accept name error like we can write, and the next accept value error. Okay, like this we can write, and the next accept zero division error, guys. Zero division. I mean this one. Zero division error, and now here we can write like this. So now you can check it, guys, here. Wait, my cursor is talking. So check it here. One try block followed by multiple named except block. This block naming what? Name error block, value error block, zero division error block. So simply we are calling named exception blocks. One try block followed by multiple named exception block followed by default except block, guys. So if you want one default, you can write. This is called a default except block. Any name if not there called as a default except block. So one try block followed by multiple named except block followed by default except block. This is the actual coding order, and followed by else block and followed by finally block. This is the final coding structure, guys. Real time we are going to write like this. Okay, now. So before any named exception block, first of all, this is working or not, check it. Okay, this order is fine. This is the actual order, real time order. Okay, I'll put comment. Next, before any named exception block, if we are using default except block, then errors throwing. Okay, always a default except block after the named exception blocks only allowed. Otherwise, syntax error we are getting as syntax error we are getting. Default except must be a last except. Sometimes just like this, giving a syntax and what is output like asking, you have to check it exception related. If default except block available before any named except block, then simply identify the syntax error is coming like that. Okay, select the syntax error related. Okay, now? Okay. Now, next proper coding now will develop. We'll develop the proper coding, guys. Okay, I removed this one. Without the default except block also we can create with all named except blocks, guys. With all named except blocks. Okay, now check it here. Inside this try block risky lines we can create. So previously one program here I did reading two numbers. I did not actually here reading two numbers and finding the division of them. So come to here. Create now here, guys. Create now here. Okay. So enter the first number, enter the second number, two numbers reading, guys. Two numbers reading, and I'm trying to printing, guys. Or else simply here result equal to like this I'm writing. Okay. So all are syntactically correctly there, guys. Result equal to this one there. Okay. If a try block, while executing these try block related statements, if all lines are properly executing, then except blocks related code not executing, guys. There is exception related blocks code not executing. If try block related properly executing, then jumping to the else block. Jumping to the else block. Here whatever is there, that is we are going to executing. Okay, now? So for example, simply here print this result. I'm going to printing as I'm going to printing. Okay, result here I'm printing as so if try block executing successfully, then only else block code executing. That's why here I'm going to print result. While executing try block, if any exception is raising, guys, if any exception raising, for example here 0 division error raising, guys. Okay, so 0 division error, just a short name 0 division error. So this raised exception receiving by this try block. Okay, catching this try block and sending to this first accept block, guys. Okay, that is the try block behavior. Try block behavior. What is the use of try block means? Inside the try block, we can create required statements for executing. While executing, these all group of statements inside the try block, whatever there, guys. If any exception is raising, then that exception message is receiving by the try block, sending to the accept block. That is the behavior of the try block. Now, what is the accept block behavior? Accept keyword behavior. Accept keyword is receiving the exception message which is sent by the try block. So try block which exception is sending, that one receiving by this accept block. Okay. And right now which exception written, guys? 0 division error related. Try block return to this except this 0 division error related. Now that 0 division error exception is matching with this name error or not checking. Okay, raised exception is 0 division error. We are trying to matching with what? Name error, not matching. If it is matching, both are same names, then inside this, what are the lines of code there? These are going to executing. Remaining except blocks not executing. So if first one not handling, guys, if first one not handling, then coming to the next block. So here with this value error trying to handling. If it is matching, here whatever the code is there executing, and next except blocks not executing. Top to bottom, any one block only executing as whichever matching. Okay. Okay. Next, if this second one also not matching, then sending to this next one, guys. Okay. So here 0 division error coming, here also 0 division error class there. Okay. Both are matching as then going inside executing these lines. Okay. So while executing this try block, if any exception coming, then try exception related blocks executing. Except blocks related code, any one block executing, I saw top to bottom checking. So else block code not executing. If try block not executing, else block code not executing. Is that clear? If try block executing properly, then only else executing. That time except related codes not executing. If try block not executing, then except blocks related only checking. Okay, any of one block if matching executing, else not executing. And finally block code 100% always executing. Inside the finally block, if we are creating any statement, those statements 100% executing irrespective of exceptions raising or not. Exceptions coming or not focusing. If coming, those exceptions are properly handling or not focusing. Finally block related statements 100% executing. What is the purpose of the finally block, like asking? Then you have to express this answer. Okay. What is the purpose of the else block? If we want to execute any statements, guys, here, if we want to execute any statements, if try block related statements successfully executing, then those statements inside the else block write. After try block statements executing, then only else block statement executing. Sometimes asking when else block statements are executing. So after try block statements, if successfully executing, then only else block statements executing. Okay, this is you are going to explain. So finally block related 100% always executing. Okay, when except blocks related code executing. So while executing try block related, if any exception is raising, then except blocks related code executing. Okay, so here zero division error raising is zero division error. So top to bottom, one after another checking. For example, here the one type error raised assumption, type error related coming as here exception. So now here the name error not matching, value error not matching, zero division error not matching. If all given except blocks are not matching, then our program is going to terminating abnormally. Abnormally is going to terminating. Even though exception handling code we created, but proper exception not handling, raised exception not handling, then program is going to terminating abnormally. Before terminating abnormally, finally block code executing first and then terminating abnormally. This is the finally block behavior. 100% finally block code executing before terminating ISA. If any exception raising and that if not handling. All of you clear so far this one? All blocks in one coding only given. Now here reading number and executing, if any exception coming, so then here we will write some message guys here. So for example here print something error, print something error, whatever the message you want, you can write simply dummy names name error coming like that I created, and here print error value error related. Okay, dummy messages guys. Later proper messages will write, and zero division error related. And next here else block result printing, and finally block related. Okay, so here and finally block. Okay, so I am from a finally block. Right, I am from a finally block. Generally, guys, whenever we are opening the files, file objects, when creating file object closing statements, when database objects creating database objects closing related statements, those kind of statements inside the finally block we are going to creating. Okay, if any exception is raising before terminating abnormally, these database objects or file objects are going to close automatically. That is the actual purpose of the finally block. Okay, now execute this. So start line there. Next, enter the first number 10, enter the second number 2. So now result printing as else block related code, else block related here printing, and then finally block related printing, and then this last line also printing. Okay, and the next first number 10, second number is 0, then exception raised. So zero division error related block handling here the printing this one. Okay, so after printing this one, next jump into finally block is finally block message printing, and then last line also printing. Okay, else not executing because of exception raised. Got it this one? So you have to create like that and give the different inputs and can execute it. And next one more. First number 10, second number ABC. Okay, given guys. So now here the name error. ABC is a user defined name like that, checking guys. ABC is like a user defined name. Okay, that user defined name not there. So that's why name error raising here, name error. So that is handling here, name error related. Okay, and next 10 and next string format ABC I'm giving. Okay, then type error getting guys. So whenever we are using here eval function guys, when you want to enter the strings like ABC between the quotations only you have to enter that, then only considering like a string. Otherwise that is like a user defined name considering if you are giving like that. Okay, that's why previously name error coming. Now I entered like a quotation format. So it is like a string. One is a number, one is a string. Both are different types guys. So because of different types, a type error raising. So now this type error receiving by the try block, sending to this except block, not matching. Again checking here, not matching. Again checking here, not matching. So all exceptions not matching. Okay, that's why going to terminating abnormally. Before terminating abnormally, there's a finally block code executing and then terminating. That's why this end line not printing. See here, finally block code is there. Are you clear? The same program only guys, a number of inputs you can enter, then different blocks related executing. Now, see here, because of type error, so I given 3 exception blocks, so no one is matching. So if we knows guys, if we knows what kind of exception may rising here, those exception handling related named blocks you have to write in the real time. And finally, you have to write one default except block. Okay, this default except block, this default except block 100% matching is 100%. Okay, unexpected error like that I want to display. This default except block 100% handling any kind of exception may arise, all exceptions handling. So only this one coming, this message. If this one coming, this message. If this one, this message. Other than these 3, if any other exception raising, then this one is executing. This last one 100% matching. Okay, so that's why now check it here. And now here 10 and ABC. Okay, now see here unexpected error, and then I am from a finally block like you're getting. Okay, so here some people thinking like this one handling 100% all the exceptions. Then why required to write this one without writing these all things after the try block? Directly, if we are writing this one, any exception may rise here that could be handling here. Then why require these all things like that? Thinking. Okay, na? So here for all exceptions related guys, only common message only we are possible to write here. But for name related different error I want to return. For value related different error message I want to return. For zero division related different error message I want to return. Like if we are having any requirement, then separate blocks we have to write. Okay. So after that, we can write common message guys. If any other exception rising, this is the common message like we are going to displaying. All of you clear? For all these exceptions related one default exception like their parent exception. So this class can handle all these exceptions: name error, value error, zero division error, type error, attribute error, import error, file not found error, like all. Okay, so this one without writing also internally dot only there. So that's why default except block always as a last except block we have to write down. Dhananjay, that is only I said now. There's a default except block can handle all exceptions, but common message only we are possible to write. Common message only we are possible to write. I know guys here zero division error may rise in that related separate message. If I want separately, we are going to write one block. Proper message we are going to write in. You know. So in this single program, try except try block followed by multiple named except block followed by default except block followed by else, and finally all I explained. So this is the coding. You have to do the practice. And here the small changes I want to do. So next guys, here try, except, else, finally these four blocks we discussed. Now I want to discuss with as keyword. As keyword. By using the as keyword, exception variables we can create guys. In exception handling, by using as keyword, we can create exception variables. For every exception guys, for example here, ideally you can open ideally, and now here you can do it 10 by 0, 0 division error coming. Okay, so this is the exception message, exception class name. This is a message guys. This is a message. And the next 10 plus 20, 10 plus 20 guys. One is number, one is a string. Then type error. This is the name guys, exception name, and this is the exception message. Okay, so for every name related, different messages there guys. For example, I'm trying to print B, the name error we are getting, name and message there. Okay, so whatever the exception is raising, that exception related message, if we want to load into one variable, then by using as keyword, we can load guys. By using as keyword, we can load into one variable. That variable is called as exception variable. And that exception variable we can use guys in our coding. So that is using the as keyword guys. So we can do it. Working with as keyword, or else how to creating exception variables like that asking. Okay, so now here accept name error, accept name error as ye, like you can write. So if name error is raising, this name error related message, what is there? This one. Okay, this one loading into this ye, that message you can print here. So here error ye, like that I'm defining as. Okay, and next as e, in all the places as e, like we are writing as, and now here the e we are writing, and next here also where I'm writing about as e, as e. Okay, so now this e I'm using, and here default any other exception if coming, that is also I want to handle. Then capital exception, capital E related exception as E, like we are writing that exception related here printing. Okay, so here also I'm going to write here in this place I'm writing. Okay, yes. So now execute guys here. So 10 and next 0 I'm using. Okay, so now here error division by 0, error division by 0. Later our own message also we can write. Right now this is a default message. And the next 10 and the next ABC. This is a name error related. So that's why name ABC is not defined. If name is not there, name B is not defined here there. Now I entered here ABC name. That's why name ABC is not defined like that loading. Okay, now? And next 10 and string format ABC. Because of this type error we are getting. So this type error handling related here not there. Name error, value error, zero division error. So here handling. Okay. So which error raising? Type error related. The type error related message going to load here. Okay. Now see here. So error unsupported operand types for division int string. One is int, one is string. So that is only we got now here. Are you clear guys? My dear students? About the as keyword, how to creating exception variable using as keyword related to our required error, related to raised error. This is one program you have to remember. And next one more variation. How to grouping multiple exceptions as a block guys. So simply grouping or else okay, how to grouping named except blocks. How to grouping named except blocks. So here, check it guys. Name error related one block, value error related one block, zero division error related one block, like multiple blocks I created. Okay. So default message, whatever is there, that is loading using as keyword. Okay. If you want your own message also, you can write properly inside this print statement. Okay. Na? So that is your ways. Now, I don't want to write these three blocks as a single block. I want to represent as a single block. Then in that situation, within the parenthesis, guys, name error, comma, value error, comma, zero division error as E, like we are writing. Then these all blocks, no need to write it. No need to write it. Okay. So that's it. And one default related, I will write default block is except exception as E and next print error as E. Okay, this is a default block. See, multiple named blocks grouped as a single exception block. So here any error may come. If a name error is coming, I mean, if any exception raising, that is receiving by the traveler, sending to this except block. Okay, this one first trying to matching with the name error. If it is matching, it's a related error message loading to here. That is we are able to use in this place. Okay, so if it is first one not matching, then checking with the next one. Okay, so if it is matching, it's message loading to here, proper message. If it is also not matching, then coming to here. If it is matching, then loading this message to here. So this one also, if not matching, then coming to the default acceptor, this one. Okay, so here the parent exception there, this can be handle every exception. That proper message loading to here, that is we are able to print. Okay, now. So now check it working or not. 10 and 0 related. See here division by 0 related you're getting. Okay, now. And next 10 ABC name error related also you're getting. ABC not defined. And 10 and next string format ABC type error related using the default exception you are handling. Okay, so how to grouping multiple named except blocks as a single except block, like asking in interviews. By using the parenthesis, we can group multiple named except blocks. Inside the parenthesis, all the exception names with the comma separating we can use. Okay, so sometimes guys, syntax giving try block with some past statement, except block with the parenthesis related, another time with the square bracket related, like that giving. So square bracket related not accepting, only parenthesis related accepting guys. So that's why you have to select using the parenthesis, we can group multiple named blocks as a single block. This is one variation. All of you clear? So all the blocks in one program I given and I explained, guys. In material separately try block behavior is what, except block behavior is what, try block with the except some messages, try block with named exception blocks, some programs, try block with multiple named exception blocks with the default except block, again programs, try except else related program. Okay, only 5 block finally related behavior explaining and again program, like that I given, do practice those all. Okay, so all the keywords, guys, except raise keyword, we completed, except raise keyword. So these all are blocks, guys, and this is a exception variable creating purpose we are using. And these all are predefined exceptions. I said these exceptions, if anything raising, automatically calling and return also. Handling related code there are not checking. If available, okay, properly message displaying, otherwise abnormally terminating. So next These all are called as predefined exceptions. Okay, we can also create user defined exceptions, guys. Types of exceptions: predefined exceptions, user defined exceptions. So predefined exceptions along with the software coming, and those are automatically calling whenever required. I mean, whenever raising, guys. Because of this kind of problems, this automatically raising and returning also. User defined exceptions we are going to create manually. How to creating, I will let you know in the next session. Okay, so we are going to creating, and those exceptions we have to call manually. How to call means by using raise keyword we are calling. So predefined exceptions without calling using raise keyword automatically raising calling. And if we want, we can also call explicitly using raise keyword. Okay, if we want. But those are different exceptions. We have to call only, guys. Okay, na? For example, predefined exceptions, how to calling using raise keyword. One example I'll let you know, and I'll stop today's session. Okay, last program, guys. Now check it here. Take one number from the user inside the try block only, will write. Okay, here. Okay, start line, end line, executing or not, like just for your understanding, I'm writing. Otherwise, no need to write every time. Okay. So inside the try block, take one number, guys. Take one number. Now here, eval of. So enter any number. Enter any number. I'm taking. So for example, user going to entering some number like a 50. So if user entered is up to 100, then that number is a valid number. Otherwise, out of range, like I want to display. Okay, no? So yes, number entered, and I want to check it condition. If n value greater than 100, okay, greater than 100. So if I'm entering here more than 100, then this one returns true. If true returns going inside and using the raise keyword, I want to call whatever we want, we can call value error. I want to call invalid number, or else given number is out of range, like that. Whatever you want, you can display. Simply more than 100 invalid number, like I want to consider. So this raise keyword explicitly calling this error. Now this error receiving by this try block and sending to the accept block. Okay, no? Okay. So if it is not greater than 100, then I want to print. So number is valid number. Simply valid number. Simply I want to display like valid number. Okay. Now here accept value error as E. Accept value error as E. And then here print error as E. And after printing guys, and the last statement, simply for your confirmation, end line like I'm going to write. Okay. So now execute. Enter any number 150. Then see here. So 150 is receiving and putting to here, and the next 150 greater than 100 checking. Yes, true. Going inside value error raising. So this is the receiving by this try block and sending to this accept block. Okay. So value error coming. Now here value error matching. So here whatever the message we are creating, this message return to this exception variable. Return to this exception variable. Okay. So in this invalid number related there, that is the only printing. This E value only we are printing here. That's why invalid number like getting, and next end line. And next one more time, enter the value 50. So then valid number. Sometimes guys, you are eligible for vote or not, you are eligible for marriage or not, want to check. So enter your age. For example, you want to use some websites more than 18 years there, then you are able to use those websites. Less than 18 years, blocking for you guys. So if we want to do like that, enter your age like taking. So your age is more than 18 there, then here the websites displaying related links providing, and age less than 18, So you are unable to use this website, like message is going to returning. Simply blocking. Okay, no? So check it guys here. Value error because of different reasons we are getting. But here we are calling, explicitly we are calling. That's why we have to give our own message. Okay, na? If automatically calling this one because of a particular reason why it is raising, that related exception message also Python itself creating dynamically. But here we are calling manually. That's why our own message we require to give inside the parenthesis. And this one we can load into this variable. We can use that. Okay, this is sometimes asking how to calling user defined exceptions explicitly by using raise keyword we can call. For example, like that we are giving one example. Okay, remember guys this one. I'll stop now this session. I'll meet Monday. Further programs will discuss. Can I take tomorrow morning? If you are if you want to come, then I'll take morning session. Otherwise, Monday. Okay. Take rest. I will also take rest, man.